Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, and as you can see, I'm in bed. But I wanted to do this video while everything is kind of free flowing in my mind, and I haven't really had time to go through it and filter it. Everything is just still fresh and very much still on my mind the way it is. It hasn't been sorted out just yet. And so what I want to talk about is I just watched the video, the latest video of Club SHAY and with Tyrese Gibson. And he's on there and he's promoting his new R&B album. And it's so funny because I just had a conversation with a good friend about music back in the day, R&B soul music back in the day, and why black romance is what it is today, and what is going on with the black love scene based on the music that we are consuming and that is consuming us. And so the topic is a very deep one. It is not one that just needs to be looked at from on the surface, because like I said, it goes, it's cosmic. It's more than just a surface topic. And I want to get into what I mean. One of the main things there for me was the appearance of Tyrese. And when I say the appearance of Tyrese, I mean how he was dressed. The red hat, the red cotton beanie hat, the Marvin Gaye red hat, the root chakra on the black man's head hat, the blood red hat on the head, the human male head, the unveiling of the bald head underneath. There was a lot there. Like I said, if you just sit back and you really look from your spiritual consciousness, and not just your programmed, conditioned mind through your eyes and through your ears of what you're used to hearing. You need to upgrade your filter, and your filter needs to be spiritual expanding consciousness. And that spiritual expanding consciousness needs to be empty of judgments, opinions, and things that you think you know, okay? And you just need to learn to receive, to be aware, and to take in the information, okay, from a spiritual point of view, from a womb, from an empty womb place, that you're getting ready to receive seeds, fertile seeds, that you're getting ready to receive children, thoughts, okay? And that these children, these seeds, are going to develop within you, and your consciousness is what's going to feed them and nurture and nourish them and help them grow, okay, and help them expand in the world as spiritual fruit, okay, or as works of the flesh. Let's get back to it. The whole conversation just really took me to a lot of different places, especially with the Black community, especially with the spiritual community. And I want to I want to stay in the lane of cosmic spiritual awareness, okay? And I want to break down what I received while I was in that lane, okay? And while I was in that lane, what I received when I peeled back my own judgments of TYRESE, when I peeled back my own, what I think I know, when I peeled back my own opinions, and what was just left there in black and white from a cosmic perspective of the subject, not just a Wildflower album being promoted, new record being promoted, bringing back R&B, which is rhythm and blues, as a way of looking at the foundation of African American relationships, okay? And understanding TYRESE as an ambassador, a representative of this genre, this topic, he's the poster boy for it. All the way from him being selected from a school of arts to a Coca-Cola commercial, him not drinking anything but apple juice, apple from the tree. There's, like I said, there's so many signs and symbols in this conversation between these two black men that just really blew me away. Okay? It really just blew me away. And I understand that it's very spiritual in its nature and in its birthing and in the unraveling process that is taking place, and in the spiritual conscious building of foundations that needs to happen once again. It's a lot there. And I'm not going to tell you what to see, and I'm not going to tell you what to hear. I'm just going to tell you to look, pay attention, understand the signs, understand the words, understand the history as well as the his story in it. Understand that it is a cosmic, spiritual story, and that it is still very much in play. And that's that whole spiel from the red root chakra, okay, and the hat on the Marvin Gaye sexual healing aspect of it, and the Marvin Gaye what's going on aspect of it, and they clone Tyrone aspect of it. I want you to peer deeply in it, and I don't care that it's promoting Club Shay and it's going to get his numbers up and they're going to make money off of it and da 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 da. I don't give a damn about none of that. What I care about is that the topic is being dissected. The spiritual consciousness of it is being expanded. That you're seeing, you're being more than entertained. You're being educated. And the education is the factor that is most important, because that is what you're going to pass on to the next 7 generations, is that education. And that education is being able to unveil the system, the matrix system, and see how it's been playing you. See how it's been grooming you. See how it's been developing and molding the personalities that are powerfully in play at this time upon the global cosmic stages of our current evolutionary jump in spiritual conscious awareness as spiritual beings in a human body. And how this male-female dynamic is a cosmic school of expanding spiritual conscious thought, and how the relating and the relationships between the masculine and the feminine is crucial to the foundation of truth and wisdom, and in knowing yourself. See, you can't know yourself if you so fragmented and divided against yourself. If your masculine and your feminine inside yourself is at war with each other, and one needs to be dominant and one needs to pimp the other one, while the other one is the enslaved hoe or bottom bitch serving. Okay? You have to really look at these swords, these ways, these words, and you have to see how they have been welded throughout the centuries. Okay? And you have to understand that this is spiritual warfare. And it is internal. And it is eternal. And everything that you hear and see is connected to it. And you can lose yourself in your thoughts and in your feelings. You can drown in this shit. And it is shit. And you need to be able to detach. You need to be able to purify. You need to be able to clean stuff off of you. But there are also times, baby, hear the wisdom, when you need to cover yourself and sit in that shit and smell the funk and the stank. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because there are good bacteria and bad bacteria in that shit. There's good conscious wisdom and bad consciousness, speaking and talking. There are angels and demons in that shit, all having conversations, and you need to be still enough to sit there with it and marinate in it And don't worry about somebody saying, oh, you funky. Oh, you need to get, oh, girl, what's wrong? You done lost your mind. You done, oh, baby, what's going They just don't understand. I'm going through a process right now. I'm going through sexual healing right now. And baby, it's funky as funk. Okay, it's funky. It's funky. It's as funky as the first fuck. Okay? Yes, it is. And you need to get over yourself. Because that's how you got here too. Ain't nobody free of the funk, baby. Okay? And you can spray as much perfume and wash it and do whatever the hell you want. The Lumi deodorant and the this and the that, and it smell like a rose. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All of that bullshit. Okay? But you consciously stop lying to yourself. It's there. Yes, we can smell you. Yes, you can smell yourself. Okay? And it's not going nowhere. You may cover it up, but it's there. And you need to get into that odor. You need to get into that scent. Okay? Your sense of smell. Your ability to smell something fresh and to determine if it's rotten, if it's good, or if it's bad. That's your sense of smell. It's your oldest sense. It has its own language. When it comes to the language of music, that which you can hear, that which you can feel in the rhythm, in the beats, in the heartbeats, in the flow and ebb of your breathing and breath itself. You need to become aligned and attuned with all of this. And there ain't no shame in it. And it's not a game. And you got to peel back that bullshit. And you got to understand how it's being played and how it's being marketed and who's making a living off of it and who's benefiting from the lifestyles that's being marketed, that's being branded, that's being grown from the trees of discontent. Okay? You got to look at these babies. You got babies being dressed up as brats, as baby hoes out here. It's a whole marketing system. Okay? So when I sit up here and say, pay attention to this and that this caught my attention, nothing is new under the sun. Okay? You're dealing with TYRESE. He's talking about Snoop Dogg. He's talking about R&B love song. He's speaking about the black experience in a urban setting where you have so many black conscious fields ready to manifest matter. And it's all being programmed. The signals that it's receiving is being groomed and programmed. Oh, you got to be the pimp. You got to be the hoe. You got to be the victim. You got to be the master. You got to be the hustler. You got to be the this and the that and the that and that in order to survive the hood and get taken out of it. And the hood is your nest. It is your home. It is your place. It is where you were conceived. It is what you rise out of. It is your soil. It is your dirt. Okay? from which you rise, from like a flower, like a sunflower. I want you to feel all of these images as they're pouring forth and understand the spiritual connections that are being spoken to you as these things come forth from me, okay? Because, baby, I was born in 1965, okay? This video called to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't want that. It's too much going on. What? And Spirit said, if you don't sit up your ass here and listen and watch this right here, and shut up, Valerie, and just get rid of your personality. This is for your spirit. This is the conversations that you've been having with your friends. These are the prayers that you've been having. This is your whole fucking life in this conversation right here. This is your whole social media presence and all of this shit. All of this is connected. And it's being delivered right here for your examination. It's all being put on the table. It's all being served for your consumption. So before you get to judging black man TYRESE, before you get to judging black SHAY, before you get to putting on your programmed, groomed Balenciaga glasses of judgment and the correct shit of how you supposed to feel about shit, or what lane you supposed to drive in and see shit and all of this shit. Shut the fuck up. Let all of that go. Put that shit down. Come here bare naked and empty. Bare naked and empty. And just fucking receive what is being given to you. And let what is given to you, let it grow. Let it grow from the spirit, not from your mind, not from your thoughts or your feelings or your life experiences. And so I shut up. And I watched. And I had to pause it a couple of times, and I cussed TYRESE out, and I cussed SHAY out, and I cussed Snoop Dogg out, and I cussed his daddy out, and I cussed his mama out, and I cussed the people who was laughing in the background out. And then I came back, and I emptied myself again, and I absorbed everything again, and I was like, okay, all right. And then I saw the importance, and I heard the breakthrough happen. The spiritual breakthrough happened for me, with me. And I realized Spirit is talking to you. Spirit is answering what you have been questioning. What happened to R&B soul? What happened to love music? What happened to love music? What happened to, I grew up with Marvin Gaye and men wanting to get next to women, to get intimate with women, to have relationships and build a home with women. Not just, as TYRESE said, to knock them down. See, that's some old pimping bullshit. That's that old enslaving gotta build a quota. The quality of the woman don't matter. The quality of the relationship don't matter. It's the numbers. It's the crunching. It's the competition. I got this many. How many you got? It's the competition. Well, yeah, we can do her all at the same time. I had her, you had her. We could do it together, and we gonna outdo each other. And she just a bitch anyway. So what does it matter? We men, and this is our role. This is what we were put here on earth to do, is to knock them down. Is to trick them into opening up their legs for us so that we can have numbers, so that we can compare our numbers. We don't care about them hoes. We really, even on the down low, we rather, fuck each other, really. Be homies, real homies. Real gang banging shit. Bang bang. Bang down low shit. Okay? Because that's where the programming is. That's where the slave master got that shit and put it in play. And you don't even realize you the one being pimped and played. Because you still want to do what? You still want to be a player in the man's game. It's the fucking man's game. It's his ball, it's his court, it's his rules. And in order for you to feel like you belong, or that you special, or that you one of them, you one of the boys, you're not separate. You got to belong to the club. So you got to go around not giving a fuck about women, but playing the pimp game. And you lie to yourself, and you make excuses. Oh, she's been programmed to be married since the 2nd grade. Her idea of a relationship is this. Okay, cool. That lets me peep her game and how to get to her, what to say to her, how to treat her, how to open her up, how to get in, because her end is marriage. Her end is a relationship. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. I'm going to say whatever I got to say just to get her as a number in my quota, to show how good of a man I am, how great of a man I am, how many I knocked out, like it's a fucking bowling game or something. But see, this is the result of slavery. This is the result of not having that mature, spiritual, masculine father, heavenly father, that's going to have you be a heavenly son, that's going to have you have a Christ consciousness, instead of out here wanting to be the pimp and the hoe and Satan the devil, and fucking everything that moves and knocking it down so that you can feel good about yourself and your standing and what you stand on. This is cosmic. This is spiritual. It goes all the way back to ancient prophecy, the enmity between the dragon and the woman. This is all about the war against the Holy Spirit. This ain't it comes down to the reproductive parts of men and women. Yes, it does. But it's a whole hell of a lot deeper than that. And if you want to expand your spiritual conscious awareness, you need to start really looking at everything and hearing everything, not from a place of, I know it. I know this and I know that and I know. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. And everything that's been told to you is a damn fucking lie and it's part of an agenda. And you've been sucking it like a little baby, like a little sucker. And you spew that shit back out like it's law. And it's the Bible and it's real. And it's your laws and it's what you live by. And this is what you tell your children. And this is what you tell your homies. And this is what you tell your daughters. A man is going to cheat on you because he's a man. No, baby. Let me tell you something. That's a little boy. Okay? A little boy. A little boy don't know how to make up his fucking mind. A little boy don't know who he is. A little boy go around following everybody and trying to be this and be like this and be like that. That's a little boy. A grown-ass, mature, emotional, spiritual man knows who he is. And he do not let his little head, his dick, rule, overtalk, overcompensate his spiritual mind, his spiritual heart, his spiritual self, his God self. That's firm. That's hard. That's erect. That's the obelisk. That's that essence that a sect was able to tap into in order to give spiritual conscious birth to Horus through Osiris, because Osiris was a fucking man. He was a man. He was a spiritual man. What got him caught up was his kindness, was his wanting to see the good in his brother, was his going along with his brother's agenda, with his thinking that everything would be okay, and that it wasn't jealousy or that it wasn't betrayal or that who plans and plots and customizes a coffin and have you come and get yourself in it. They know you well enough to know that, oh, okay, he nice. He'll get in there. If I tell him, oh, I got this for you. Let me see if it fit. Get in it. Let me see. He goofy enough where he'll get in there. He ain't gonna have no second thoughts. He ain't gonna think I'm finna kill him, and Ice is not there, so wisdom is not there to think for him. So Mr. Nice, he gonna be Mr. Nice. And I can get him. I can get over on him. I can hustle him. I can out hustle him. I can outmaneuver him. I can outmanipulate him because he be on that nice bullshit. He play by the rules. He always looking at the light, bright, high side of shit. He don't see the dark, shadowy shit. He look over that. He don't dwell in that. He don't identify with that. So he don't see that in other people. He know it's there. But he think everybody's like him. And that spiritual consciousness is, oh, that'll keep you in check. That'll help you make the right. No, a lot of people, baby, they lie to themselves. They don't hear you hear the truth. You hear and see the truth. You don't make excuses for it. You don't sugarcoat it. You don't substitute X for Y for Z. They do. That's they not like you. They not keeping it real. And because they not keeping it real, you are subject to what? Their betrayal. You are subject to be hurt by them. You are subject to be manipulated by them, to be gamed by them, to be hustled by them. And yes, they think you're a sucker because that's the way they think. And you're there to be gotten over on. You're either the predator or the prey. That's it. In their existence. And so, beloveds, beloveds, that Toni Morrison book and how it relates and is interwoven with this topic that's on the table right now. When it comes to relationships, when it comes to rhythm and blues, I want you to understand when it comes to the soul of mankind, when it comes to the spirit, when it comes to the spiritual expanding consciousness, I want you to see all of this stuff. I don't want to tell you what to think and how to think, but I want you to be empty enough so that you can see it, so that you can bear witness to it, so that you can know what you're seeing. And also, when you see it again, you'll be able to identify it. That's a hustle. That's a lie. Oh, that's some big pimping right there. Oh, if that's the pimp, then that's the hoe. And the system gotta be blah, 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 blah. Because, see, you can't have a pimp and a hoe without a system in place first. The matrix system breeds pimps and hoes. It has to in order to survive. And if shit changes, it fucks up the matrix system. It fucks up the game. It fucks up the quotas. It fucks up the end product. It fucks up the spiritual conscious awareness. I listened. What caught me most about this young black man, this TYRESE, was his relationship with his mother. What he witnessed, how he witnessed it. And I watched the video Wildflower. And I saw what I saw. And I heard what I heard. And I heard it through my genetics. Okay? I didn't just hear it with my physical ears and see it with my physical eyes. I saw it through my genetics, through the filter of my genetics, through the filter of my cosmic existence, through the filter of past, present, and future. Through the seen, the unseen, the heard, and unheard. What was said and what wasn't said. What was right there on the tip and the surface, and what was down deep up under that you couldn't, that was in the darkness, that you really had to just go there and be with in order to know. I listened to this man's speaking on himself as knowing himself to be a black man, and what was projected to him and what was conditioned to him as to what a black man was and how a black man should be through his environment, through his atmosphere, through his surroundings, through what he ate and consumed, through what he saw, what he heard, through what he experienced, through his own rejections and acceptances, through those that saw him and encouraged him and held space for him and kicked his ass and say, "You're going to do better than that. You're going to be better than that. You're going to be more than this right here." But you can't give somebody what you don't have. You can't do better until you know better. We're in a very sacred space right now. We're in a very special womb right now. And what is happening is a spiritual, expanding, conscious awareness being reborn. What does that mean, Valerie? That simply means that people are waking up from the bullshit. People are starting to see the bullshit, and it's not about a Cinderella slipper. And it's not about a fairy tale. It's all about relating and relationship from the soul and from the spirit, not just the emotions, not just the flesh, and not just about fucking, sex. It's deeper than that. And when you reduce spirit to that, that's blasphemy. That's ignorance. That's lack of self-knowledge and lack of self-love. And you holding yourself back. Watch the video. Watch it again and again and again and see what you get from it. Have conversations about it. Take notes. See what you agree with. See what you disagree with. See what you would change. See what you would add to. See what you would multiply. See what you would subtract. See what you would survive. When it comes to the symbolisms, just the signs and symbols that was in this meeting of these two male black minds, baby, it busted me wide open. The fragmented heart. Whoo! The fact that this man sat up here and said, this record is about my divorce. It's about this woman knowing I love her, loving her the best I can, being who I am and what I have been, and knowing that my whole philosophy is, in order for me to feel good like a man, I have to keep knocking them down. Meaning I have to cheat on our marriage vows, the same ones that I'm sitting up here saying that I made to God. And, but God will forgive me for cheating and wanting to knock them down. But God ain't going to forgive me for not keeping my commitment to the marriage part of it. See, like I said, it gets really deep. And the lies that we tell ourselves, we don't even recognize. It's our blind spot. And we will be ready to argue, fight, cuss, and kill over these thoughts and these feelings. It blows my mind. It blows my mind from the fact that I understand why I've been celibate. I understand why I see relationships the way I see them. The why I see sex being one thing and making love another thing. And why the whole world, nothing is new. Nothing that I'm saying is new or original. Nothing that I'm saying hasn't been said or seen from a spiritual consciousness before. But yet, in order to make changes, something must change. Something must give. And what Spirit is showing me that must change, the lie has to change. The lie that we tell ourselves it's okay. And this is what a man is. No. You want to call yourself God so bad. You want to call yourself a grown ass man so bad. Then you got to do the things that gods and grown ass men do. And you have to realize that there's a big difference between little boys pretending to be men and the Christ consciousness. Okay? And that's what that Christ consciousness is all about. It's all about exposing the lie. It's all about saying, no, that's bullshit. That's a lie that you done told yourself. The shit that you seeing over there that you got me, want me to look at up here on this mountain that you done brought me up here, and you want me to see the glitter, and you want me to see the music, and the thumping, and the good time, and the this and the that. But what you don't want me to see is the bloodshed. What you don't want me to hear is the people fighting and bickering. The men raping women. The molestation that's going on. You don't want me to see all of that. You want me to see what you call wealth, glamour. We two different spirits, types of spirits. You're going to always see one thing, I'm going to always see another. You're going to always be convicted by a consciousness that says, I serve me. And I'm going to always be convicted by a consciousness that say, your will, not mine. And we've reached a place in our spiritual evolutionary coming home, rebirth, return to our common sense. Well, we need to pay attention because it's costing us our souls. It's costing us our spirits. It's costing us our children. It's costing us our lives, our existence. It's costing us karma. Because you can't sow these seeds without reaping the harvest of them. You can't go around knocking them down instead of building them up and thinking it's not going to come back on you. That there's not going to be repercussions. That what you're doing don't matter. Look at the world. It is the way it is because of what you allow, what you do. You're knocking them down instead of building them up. Instead of seeing them as wives, daughters, mothers. You see them as bitches and hoes to be gone through, each and every one of them. Regardless of blood ties and relationship. It's that pimp mentality. How are you going to benefit me? How are you going to make me look good? What can you do for me? The topics were very deep. It even brought up Cat Williams. And Cat Williams being on Club Shay. Everything is connected. This year of the dragon, 2024, is an 8. 8 year, 8 cycle, 8 count, 8 beat count, 8 echo count, 8 feedback count in the spiritual conscious awareness of things. 8 frequency and spectrum. That 8 is eternity, infinity. It is 2 wombs connected. It's 2 circles connected. It's a spiral. It is the dragon eating its tail. It is everything coming home to itself. It is the top and the bottom aligning. That 8, the 0 on top and the 0 on the bottom. Remember when you was little and you was learning to make your 8s when you was a little? You drew the circle and you drew the circle. Bringing heaven to earth. Learn to see, beloveds, with sight beyond sight, spiritual insight, wisdom, not just what you think you know from your thoughts and your feelings and your programming and your grooming. Go beyond that. Go to what can't be stolen, what can't be touched. That's your spirit. Don't sell your soul so cheaply for bullshit. Naked you came into this world, naked you gonna leave. Don't let nobody fool you. Life is too short. Life is too short to be drowned in lies and excuses when it could be lived in the truth. When it can truly be experienced in its holiness, in its depth, not just from a surface level, not just from the typical topical epidermis, but all the way down into your organs, into your deepest tissues and cells. Truthfully. You cannot digest lies. Stop telling yourself lies. Stop. Start to recognize a lie when you see a lie, when you hear a lie, and say that's a lie. Don't sit there and say, oh well, I'll be kind, and maybe you have a point, and maybe you have a this and that and the other, and then, oh, you want me to climb in the box? Okay. No, I'm not getting in that damn box. Let me tell you what you can do with that box. Okay? What, that's not nice? Valerie, you're not being nice? Oh my Jesus. Jesus did not come here to be nice. The Christ consciousness is not about being nice. It's about being truthful. It's about expanding that truth so that there is no more room for the lie. So that we grow the fuck up and stop being little immature shitty babies sitting and saturated in our own funk, thinking we don't stink and that we pretty in our shitty shit. Oh, I look good in my shit. This the latest shit. This the most expensive shit. It's still shit. Okay? Stop cheating yourself. Don't you want something more than shit? Why you settling for shit? The relationship with yourself, all you worth is shit. Hand me down shit. Why you do it like, oh, cause so-and-so said that. Oh, the only way I can relate with another female is I gotta knock her down, you know. I gotta be big pimpin'. I gotta get in that head and spread them legs. You know, add her to the tally sheet. That lets you know I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. And that's how I stand. And that's on what I stand. And you see all my homies with me? They stand with me on this shit. So, hey. Let me tell you. When the waters come, all of that shit gonna be swept away. All of you and your homies gonna be swept away. Why? Because there's no foundation. It's not going to survive the storm. It's not going to endure. It's not going to endure. You have to understand that there's time for everything. Time and a season for everything. You have to understand when the seasons is getting ready to change. When you've been told to pay attention and watch out for the end times. And when the end times is coming, these are the things that you're going to see taking place. When you see these things, understand that you're in the end time, that a cycle is ending, a season is ending, a phase is ending. And those that have endured, those that are still standing and ain't been knocked over or gotten or hoodwinked, or made to get in the box. Those are the ones that are going to inherit the new kingdom. What arrives, survives, what is grown, what rises from the ashes of Babylon being burnt down, tore down, removed, destroyed. It's very simple, it's very ancient, it's very cosmic, like I said. And the fact, again, of TYRESE how he came to fame, where he came from fame, from what his journey has been, what he has been in the public eye, his rise and his pies being thrown in his face and his falling down and his getting back up and now standing with this red hat on and coming forth. I'm a man, look at me, this is what I'm doing, this is where I'm at, this is what I'm putting forward, this is what I'm finna make my next money on, blah, blah, blah. I don't knock the hustle, baby. I don't knock the, I'm a migrant child. I came from nothing. We didn't have a pot to piss in, let alone a window to throw it out of that was ours, okay? We was always on, it was somebody else's pot, it was somebody else's window, it was somebody else's land, okay? And even what we was pissing and shitting out came from somebody else, through us. It was filtered through us. But I want you to see that, and I want you to understand. Yes, it's basic, it's crude, it's offensive, it's all of that. But baby, it is what it is. And I'm going to tell you, that's the most basic of wisdom. And there's no more oversimplifying shit. There's no more complicating shit. Shit is shit. It's a byproduct. It's a waste product. And from that waste product, you're learning how to do what? We're learning how to do what? Compost. Fertilize. How to utilize even our shit. To reconsume it. To repatriate it. To reconfigure it. Because the design is just that deep. The design, the creation, the crafting, of the spiritual culture of our shit is what it is. And it is recognized all over the world for centuries. Like Montel Jordan said, this is how we do it. Pay attention to how you do it, and how it's been done. Understand and know that everything changes. When you see it changing, when you see it changing, when you see the end, you need to adapt. You need to adjust. You need to move. You need to be still. You need to expand your spiritual conscious awareness into a Christ consciousness that is not a religion, beloveds. It is an understanding of compassion and empathy. Thank you, Mona. It is a way and the way it's expressed in the relationship of the words used. TYRESE Gibbs' son, Club SHAY, Shannon, nothing is coincidence. Listen to his stories. Pay attention when spirit is speaking through souls. Because they're more than Jedi mind tricks to be gleaned. Understanding and understanding of the Force is first and foremost at play. Understand what this young black man has been starving for his entire life when it comes to relationships, when it comes to women. Understand how he was taught to add up the value of a woman and to measure himself up in those standards, and why he fully expects women, and he'll say, I'm not misogynist, and why he expects that a man is just going to cheat, and that's a man being a man, and a man's going to see this and that and the legs and going to knock it down and and understand that he spoke of being a boy, a young boy, and watching his mother grieve for his father through her love for him, and reject him because he was of his father, and he was not his father, but he was there. Understand the dynamics of this. Understand the history of this. Understand the urban development and containment and the programs and the funding and the agendas and the songs and the intentions of it all. And understand that this didn't start with TYRESE. This started in the celestial choirs of heaven themselves. And this is heaven upon earth. Only we have turned it into hell upon earth. And in order for transmutation and transition and ascension to happen, we have to do that through association, not disassociation. But we have to disassociate and detach from what we think we know, because we don't know shit. When you can admit, I don't know shit. I sit at mama's feet. I'm just as dumb as a box of rocks, baby. Fill me up with whatever crumbs that fall, mama, because I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm 50 years old and I don't know nothing. I think I know this and I think I know that and I think I know this. And then it all begins to change and it all begins to unfold and it all begins to blend and it all begins to go into multiverses and it all begins to fragment and it all begins to go into sections and it all begins to contrast and then it all comes together like a picture, inviting you to interpret it. There's a lot going on. I'm going to let that be a signal from the universe for me to end this video right now. And I'm going to end this video, beloveds. And I hope everything that needed to be is here. And like I said, I'm not trying to tell anybody what to see, how to hear, what to do, blah, blah, blah. My opinion is my opinion, okay? You need your own consciousness. You need your own. So I'm not trying to give you mine. So don't think I'm trying to give you mine. I'm not. I'm trying to say, expand with your spiritual consciousness. What do you see and what do you hear? Let's talk about it. What do you see? What do you hear? Let's talk about it intimately. Even if we get mad, that's what you saw? Okay, well, that's what you saw. That's what you felt. That's what you know. Fine. Let's talk about it. I felt like this, that, and the other. Let's get this. Let's talk about this shit. Let's compare shit. Let's look at this shit. So that we don't have an aversion to shit anymore. And we can communicate shit. And we can speak shit fluently so that can't nobody, oh, that was some fly, ha, 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 ha shit right there that went straight on. No more shit go over nobody's head no more. I see that. I see the spiritual frequencies and spectrums of all of that. I hear the message of it. You just a messenger. You just a carrier. But I see it. You a gift from God. I see that too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your endurance. Thank you for your willingness to be put on Front Street. Thank you for saying, I'm not perfect, but this is me. Butt ass naked. See? If more of us could show up that way, naked we came into this world, naked we gonna leave, okay? If we could all be just fucking naked together, a lot more things would get taken care of. We could teach future generations how to be better. We could bring heaven upon earth. We got enough fertilizer to do it. The earth is fertile enough to do it. So, beloveds, let me get off of here. Thank you. Thank you, TYRESE. Thank you, Club SHAY. Thank you, Shannon. Thank everyone who was involved. Thank Wildflower, the original R&B singers who sung that song, and those who went through everything, the life experiences that brought it forth. And I am I see it like a rose rising from the concrete. Once again. And it is what it is. And you have to respect that. And you have to respect the growth. And you have to respect that that growth is there for you to bear witness to it. You are part of it. So stop separating yourself from the process of healing. We're all in this together. We're not at war with each other. And those who are in so much hurt and in so much denial and in so much pain that they feel that they've got to knock you over and knock you down and stand on top of you in order to be seen, in order to be heard, in order to be better than. Understand, they not like you. So that goes back to when Jesus said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." You ask for forgiveness for them. But that don't stop you from seeing the lies. That don't stop you from not following their lies. That don't stop you from being a minion to their lies. You keep yourself separate from the bullshit. And you call out the bullshit when you see that's bullshit. And let me tell you why it's bullshit. Sit down, shut up for a minute. Listen. Calm yourself. I got the talking stick, let me talk. I'll pass it to you when I'm done. And I'll respect you when it's in your hands. Respect me when it's in mine. And everything that needs to be said can be said, and heard, and seen, and done in this manner. But we got to respect each other. And respect the right to even say it to each other. Not, oh, that ain't how I see it, so that's a lie, and blah, 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 my way or the highway, or stupid shit. No. Vast beyond human comprehension. You don't know shit. You don't even know shit stank. You think you can spray some perfume or some damn Febreze or some this and that and your funk is gone. No, it's not. You just hid it for a minute in another scent. Okay, beloveds, that's it. There's so much here. Like I said, I am thankful for 2024. August, whoo, baby. August has been a bitch of a month. Boss bitch. Okay? With heels and a whip and barbed wire. Okay? Crucify your ass. Be still and listen. And all I could do was say, yes, mama. And let go of all the shit that I'd held. And thought I knew. And say once again, I don't know shit, mama. I don't know shit. To even call myself wise is a reflection of your humor. That's real. All right, beloveds, that's it. I love you. Watch the video. Understand what is coming up at this time. Understand it's relationship to everything in relationship, with Diddy, with all the entertainers, with the athletes, with relationships between male and male, young males, old females, young females and young females, all of it, all of it is speaking to you. Every single essence is presenting itself to you to be examined, to be looked at, to be viewed, to be envisioned. To be manifested into something more. What is the more? Heaven upon earth. That means corrections have to take place. It means foundations that have been set. That shit got to come down, because that ain't right. The shit that is upholding, the pillars that's been put in, upholding this bullshit. All you gonna have, all that's gonna grow is bullshit. All we gonna keep eating is bullshit. All I got to give you is bullshit. Lies, cheating on what I think a man is, or what I think a woman is. Gold diggers, hoes, and slaves. To the rhythm of a matrix system that is a simulation of thoughts and feelings of spiritual beings manifesting matter. Through spiritual conscious awareness. And they've been played so that their consciousness is groomed and programmed in order to keep the matrix in play. That's big pimping, baby. That's big pimping. You have to decide, I'm not in the game. I'm not in the pimping game. I'm not in the hoeing game. I'm not in the player game. I ain't playing. My inheritance, I'm not gambling with it. It ain't up for grabs. And if you come at me like that, I'm going to show you the authority, the spiritual authority of the truth. That's my foundation that I stand upon like a fucking rock, like the stone that you rejected and forgot and built without. Okay? So when the storm comes, your insurance ain't sure at all. Namaste, beloved.